Another way of recording income in bills is through invoices. Invoices are created and sent to customers after you have agreed on the price, quantity, and other terms of service delivery or engagement. To create an invoice, you can click on the Add New button at the top left corner and select New Invoice. You can also do that by clicking on Income and selecting Invoices from the drop-down. Then, you click on the Add Invoice button at the lower right corner. This brings you to the interface where you can create your new invoice. The first thing is to select the customer who is being invoiced. Then, define the terms of payment. You can then select the item being sold and adjust the quantities where necessary. If there are no taxes applicable, you leave this portion blank and go ahead to save the invoice. You can then see every information that you have provided in creating the invoice. When we go back to invoices, we will see a list of all the invoices we have issued in the system. Each invoice has multiple actions which can be undertaken. I will explain those items shortly. Preview Invoice allows you to see the current state of the invoice. The Share option opens up an interface where you can copy the invoice as a link and share, download it as a PDF, print it out, or make instant payment. The third action is to change the terms of the invoice. Here, you can increase or decrease the period of credits issued on the invoice. Then, you can also click on Download PDF to download the invoice instantly. Another way to send the invoice to your customer is by clicking the Send option here. The next action item is the option to add payment. This opens up an interface for you to record any payment received in respect of that particular invoice. You would notice that it automatically populates the full amount of the invoice. However, if payment has been received less than the invoice amount, you can indicate so. You will go ahead and select the payment method which was used, and then indicate which account into which the funds were deposited. Finally, confirm the date on which the payment was made. If you would like to send a payment receipt to the customer, you simply need to turn this button on and you go ahead and save payment. The next action item allows you to add withholding tax. This will be further explained in another lesson. You can also click on Payment History to view any history of payments received on that particular invoice. The next action item allows you to edit the invoice and then finally to delete. When you click on Income and select Invoices, it displays a list of all invoices in the system. The invoices are then grouped under All Invoices, Awaiting Invoices, Overdue Invoices, and Paid Invoices. All Invoices is where each and every invoice will be listed, regardless of its payment status. Awaiting Invoices displays invoices which have been issued but are not yet past their due date. Overdue Invoices list all invoices on which payments have not been received, even though the payment dates have elapsed. Finally, there is Paid Invoices. This displays all invoices on which payments have been received. Under the list of invoices, there are two icons which are of concern to you. The first is the little green arrow, which tells you whether or not your invoice has been sent. When the color turns green, it indicates that the invoice has been emailed to your customer. If the arrow remains red, it shows that this invoice is yet to be emailed to your customer. The second icon right next to it indicates when a customer has viewed the invoice or otherwise. When it is red, it means the invoice is yet to be viewed by the customer. But when it is green, it tells you the customer has been able to view the invoice which was sent. This can be very useful for your business management. The next thing we will talk about is creating expenses in Build.